All right, 7 seconds in. Sometimes when I go live, I can't really tell when I'm actually live or not. But what up, y'all? I hope everybody can hear me. Let me double check and do a mic check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I will definitely do this again. I just need to put this information out there. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Swire Murray. Yeah, so I actually graduated boot camp already. I'm here at my A school. I am currently located in Connecticut. Okay, I am projected to be ITS. Um, that is the rate I am going for, and yeah, so I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to share my knowledge and experience that I've gone through. So if you're going to Navy boot camp, this is definitely a video that you want to watch. All right, now starting from the beginning, right? Like I'm just do this cut and dry. Okay, so if you already went to Mets and you already went ahead and signed your contract and did all that, you did all your paperwork, you raised your hand, you went ahead and like just spent like pretty much all your time there, and you're pretty much waiting for your ship date. Okay, now let me backtrack a little bit. If I caught you before you signed that contract, ask questions. Okay, it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna talk to somebody prior, like you're gonna talk to one person prior to you signing your contract. They're gonna be asking you questions like who's gonna be your beneficiary, right? Like your next of kin, I think it's called. And then they're gonna ask you about like would you volunteer to be on the sub, yada yada yada. You're pretty much gonna talk with that person first. It's like pretty much like a small questionnaire. Once you finish that, then they're gonna tell you like, okay, go around the corner. Once you go around the corner, then that's when you're gonna talk to the guy or the gal, whoever is there, and that person is gonna be the one to sign your life away. Okay. Now it's not no big thing where like you go see like the big boss and stuff like that, and then they're like, all right, we're about to sign your life away. Da, da, da. They're pretty much chill as fuck. They're there all day. They pretty much don't want to be there type shit. And what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna start talking to you about different rates that you have qualified for, right? So when you're there at that position, ask questions. Okay, I went to Mets like 3 4 different times. Okay, so I know a lot of people, for them, they went there one day, got everything out the way, signed their contract, and they were done. Me, it took me a year to get in straight up. So if you are there at that point, if I caught you before you sign that contract, make sure you ask questions. Don't be afraid to be like, well, what's the full job description of that? They're gonna pull out the paper, they'll have you read it and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, they don't know everything about that rate. They know more about their rate. So that person sitting there is most likely FTS, is what they refer to as is full-time support. Okay, full-time support is they're pretty much their access for anybody like 24/7 based, right? Um, with that being said, there's a lot of not a lot, but I know there's some races that have FTS a part of that. So don't be like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. And you're the one that's signing that contract, right? And then if there's a way for you to get a sign-on bonus, ask to see if you can get a sign-on bonus, right? For me, I was able to get a sign-on bonus. There were some people that were beside me that weren't able to get a sign-on bonus, right? But don't be so quick to jump the gun. You know what I mean? Like I get how you may like be in a situation where you're like, man, like I'm just trying to get out of here, or I'm just trying to move forward in my life. I'm trying to progress. I get that. It's gonna happen. But you're signing what you're signing is going to be stuck with you. You're not going to be able to change that. Does that make sense? So even if you sign 4 years, or if you sign 6 years like I did, make sure that you get what you want out of it before you sign that. Because once you do, that's pretty much it. Okay. So once you sign that contract, once you're happy with it, make sure you're happy with it, right? Know at least 3 rates that you want to do, um, prior to you signing, so then that you have, your options open. And then eventually, if you sign that contract for that rate, and then like later on, you may be like, oh, I don't want to do this rate, whatever. Everybody says that. Um, just hold on to it. Just push it through. You may actually like that rate. You know what I mean? If you go like pack air or pack semen and stuff like that, it pretty much like opens it up for you to like test out different rates and stuff like that. If you pretty much want to be, grunt or, like pretty much do like all the bullshit work at the bottom, everybody has to, work from the bottom, work their way up, of course. But those people are pretty much like pushed around to different things. Don't waste your time. You know what I mean? Pick a rate and then go for it. And then later on, you can cross rate. Okay. So, you know, that's that. Moving on. Okay. So, your recruiter is supposed to tell you everything about like, oh, there's going to be leadership positions, right? They should put you onto an app called eHelm, right? That's going to give you like broad information about everything that you should know about boot camp. They're going to answer all your questions, right? And then they're also going to try to make their numbers. Okay, you are technically just a number. Don't be sad. Don't be mad about it. Just accept it. If you're not oblivious to things, it's going to help you a lot more because then you know exactly what you need to do and do what's best for you. Now, for the recruiters, it's in their best interest to get you in to the military. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about your rate. They don't care about who you are. You know what I mean? They may build that relationship with you, but when it comes down to it, they're just trying to hit their numbers so they can get the next guy in because there's a certain amount of there's a quota that they need to hit every month. Okay, so it's nothing against you. It's just their job, and in the military in general, it doesn't matter what branch, everybody has a job, and your job is to get in the military if that's what you're trying to do. Doesn't matter what branch. If you're trying to get in the Navy, whatever, blah blah blah. Your job, if you want to get in, that's your job. Is to get in. Their job is to put you in. See, boom boom, just those hand in hand. So, um, yeah, leadership positions, right? You got RPOC, AROC, Yeoman, you got MA, you got what they call um, religious petty officer, athletic petty officer, laundry PO, right? Ford hold PO, right? This, the Ford hold. Um, what else they got? Then they also got other ones that are made up like table PO, a time PO. What I'm getting at here is that there's a lot of open positions. Oh, let me not forget about sticks, right? Divisional front, and then you got port watch, starboard watch, right? So the main thing that you need to understand about boot camp is that there's a lot of leadership positions. Okay, if you're coming straight from home and you haven't really kind of got yourself into a leadership position, this is your opportunity to get into a leadership position. Okay, if you're on the other foot, like we, I joined the military a little bit later after high school. I would say like what, like 5 years after I graduated high school. I've been in management and leadership roles. So I've already have those skills and those traits, but coming in, I wanted to expand that, right? So no matter if you're, green as a pool table, meaning that you don't really know how to be a leader, or you already have some leadership traits and skills, this is your opportunity, right? It's all open opportunity. With that being said, when you get there, they're gonna have you they're gonna give you a sheet of paper. It's pretty much gonna be asking you like, hey, like who do you pretty much want to become? Why'd you join the Navy? Like who do you know that's in the Navy? It's just like a small questionnaire. They're gonna give you that small questionnaire, and that's gonna be a part of your what they call is a hard card. Hard card is where you're gonna need to get stamps of all these different classes that you're gonna take and stuff like that, right? So boot camp, it's gonna keep you busy. When I was doing boot camp, I joined September 28th. That was my ship date. September 28th, 2022. Okay. Um, Mine was 10 weeks. Boom. Did my 10 weeks, got in, got out. Okay. Now, the best way to get through Navy boot camp is to actually go through it. Don't, try to beat around the bush by like getting there and then try to separate and doing all that BS. It's not going to help your case. If anything, it's going to screw you over. I I promise you, you're better off going to boot camp and just pushing through all the way. Yes, it's going to suck. Yes, there's going to be times where you're going to regret it. And then there's going to be a time where you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, Why did I do this to myself? I just want to go home. Truth of the matter is, if you went to the airport and you made it to Chicago and you went ahead and did your like in processing where right before they send you on the bus, it's too late. If you try to turn around while you're in P days, which is processing days, I've seen that happen. You're gonna go to SEPs. You don't want to be in SEPs. You don't. I'm telling you this right now. You might as well just finish it through because what happens is that in yourself, right? You're kind of thinking to yourself like, oh, like yeah, I really want to do this, but then when you get there, you're like, I don't want to do this no more. Like I want to back out. Ain't something where you can put your name on it and then be like, all right, I don't want to do it no more. It ain't like that. It's not like where you're signing up to do extracurricular activities and you're just like, no, I don't want to go today. No, it's not like that. Okay, so once again, you're better off going there and finishing it all the way through and then be done with it, right? If you just do 4 years, get in and get out, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't see the value in joining the military. There's so many benefits and there's pros, but there's cons to it, just like anything else. But this is going to be like the best job, or if you turn it into a career that could ever be offered to you ever in your life, right? So don't let the noise and the distractions out there kind of deteriorate you or pull you away or bring you down. Really stick to the main reason why you want to be there, especially with joining the military. Doesn't matter what branch. If you want to join Navy, hey, booyah, join the Navy. You know what I mean? Come on out. It's cool. I enjoy it a lot. It's really cool, right? And if anything, I'm just starting out on my journey. Like I said, I just arrived here to my A school. I was actually I graduated December 9th, 2022. I was actually RPOC from my division. Okay, so to give you a little bit of insight, if you are E1, if you're like, let me disregard that. Let's say if you're looking for promotional opportunities, the best way to get promoted in boot camp is to be in a leadership position. Okay. Um, by you being in a leadership position, it's going to show in how much that you really can, get things done, and how that you can just like you can listen to detail and you know what to carry out when they tell you to do it, right? You're not just like you're not bullshitting or what I call it. You're not pussyfooting around, right? So the max you can hit in boot camp is E3. Okay. Now, when you're going to your recruiters and stuff like that, they're gonna tell you like, oh, were you an RTC or do you have like college credits and stuff like that? Um, you can get in to boot camp coming in E3. Me, I had the opportunity as well. I got some college credits, and then I did RTC in high school where I could have brought my transcripts and brought that through. I didn't. Main reason why I didn't was because I wanted to start from the ground up. And now, not everybody wants to do that. Okay, everybody's different. So, but for me, for me, it's grind season. I wanted to see what I could do. Like I said, I was RPOC, so I went from E1 to E3. Okay, now there's two ways how you can get promotion in boot camp. Okay, the first one is going to be a depth test. Okay, delayed entry program. So what's going to happen is that after you do night of arrival, right, you get off plane and you show up to the USO, and then from the USO you get picked up by the Navy, and then they put you on a bus. They tell you to tuck in your shirt, put your phone away, have you read that start book. I actually still have mine. Your start book, that's gonna be gold. Okay, read that through, right? Read that through. Not everything on there is what you need to know, but of course, like 11 general orders, Sailor's Creed, both of those you need to know verbatim, right? And then you're going to need to know your rank and recognition. Okay. Come up with little shortcuts, little things like that. I'm gonna be uploading a part two to this. Um, and then yeah, also what is it? Like small things like your phonetic alphabet, just kind of get like an idea of it. Like saluting 45 degrees, right? Um, and then like if you know a little bit about like other branches and stuff like that, like their ranks and stuff like that, like it doesn't hurt to look at that. Um, So by the end of the day, study. Read up on as much Navy material as you can. Once you read it once, read it again. Okay, because it's gonna get to the point where like the repetition is how you're gonna start remembering things. Okay, you're not gonna remember it the first time around or the second time. I promise you. But eventually it will come to you and you'll remember it. Four core attributes, right? Accountability, initiative, integrity, and toughness, right? So, and then of course your core values: honor, courage, commitment. So all these things are going to come to you, right? It's a lot of information and it's a little bit overwhelming, but it should be exciting. You should be excited that you're kind of taking on this next chapter for yourself, right? And you should definitely give yourself a pound of back and a round of applause because it's a there's a main reason why you're doing this, right? And don't forget that. Like hold like like hold on to that because it's going to be worthwhile. Okay, but you already know who it is. It's your boy. Like I said, I'm gonna be uploading another part to this. I have to go do muster. But I'm in the room by myself. My roommate isn't here, so I was able to go ahead, kind of be free and kind of open up to y'all a little bit about it. There's gonna be some things that I did miss, so I'm gonna go back to that, right? And then of course, make sure you guys like go up on the Navy website, you know, kind of just do some research about, and then watch a lot of videos. I like watching videos, just seeing like what a lot of people are getting into and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. It's a fun, cool gig. I promise you, it's definitely worth it. If I can make it from E1 to E3, you can definitely do it too, right? So you already know who it is. It's your boy Swerve Swerve. I will catch y'all in the next one.